The Mississippi State men's basketball team wants to make a run at the NCAA tournament. Their run had to start last night. Despite 16 total wins, the Dogs sat at just 3-5 in SEC play entering last night's game with South Carolina, and their less than stellar non-conference slate will likely do them no favors. The Bulldogs did get the job done last night, moving to within a game of that 500 mark, which has generally been a safe haven for teams looking to get into the big dance, at least in Power 5 conferences. State snapped their 12-game road losing streak in the process, thanks to 18 from Quindary Weatherspoon, 17 from brother Nick. Coach Howland called the team's 81-76 win their most complete game of the season. The lead in the game switched hands several times before the hot shooting Dogs seized control with about 5 minutes to go. Each of the next 2 games for MSU will be played at home beginning Saturday against Georgia. USA Softball has announced its top 50 watch list for the 2018 Collegiate Player of the Year award, and a pair of Rebels showing up on the list. For the first time since 2009, Keelan Becker and Elantra Cox found themselves on the list, ending an 8-year drought for Ole Miss Softball's program. Becker hit .375 out of the number 2 spot in the order and came around to score 34 runs while driving in 31 more. The senior Cox led the SEC last year with 93 hits. The speedy center fielder broke school records for runs scored and hits while posting the second highest batting average in Ole Miss history at .429. Top 25 finalists will be named in late April. After the failed Nikola Mirotic to New Orleans deal fell through on Monday, turns out the teams just needed a couple of extra days to sort things out. The Pelicans reached a deal today to acquire the sharpshooting big man for Omer Asik, Tony Allen, Jameer Nelson, and a 2018 first-round pick. On Monday, the Pels weren't willing to exercise Mirotic's $12.5 million option for next year and have decided to go through with the deal to complete the trade. The Bulls are planning to waive Allen. They'll keep Nelson. Chicago will also send a 2018 second-round pick to New Orleans in the deal. Mirotic leads the Bulls this year in scoring, averaging nearly 17 per game. Formula One is doing away with their walk-on grid girls. The Racing League announced the decision today, saying that the practice is at odds with modern-day societal norms and no longer resonates with its brand values. The women often dress provocatively and would parade around the track accompanying the drivers. You see Lewis Hamilton there. He came under fire in 2015 after he sprayed one of the grid girls in the face with champagne after a win. The season for them will begin in March. In Major League Baseball, taking some extra steps to make sure fans in the stands are safe, all Major League ballparks will expand their protective netting beyond the minimum recommendations that were issued in 2015. The protective netting will extend to at least the far ends of both dugouts. Installation expected to be completed at all ballparks by opening day. Many clubs have already announced or implemented safety improvements, including expanding the netting in the past. Multiple spectators, of course, have been hit by balls and bats in the past. Opening day, by the way, March 29th. And
smart move. Smart move,
but the reason why it's taken so long is because the people who pay high dollars for those seats
want to have that clear view.
They want to have the clear view, but I think it's better to be safe rather than taking one off the dome.
Especially when you're not paying attention.
Yeah, and this is what you see all the time at the games now, even in the high class seats. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks.